All right, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Hero170 on Twitch. It'll be Hero Studios Gaming on YouTube whenever this gets uploaded to YouTube, which is a cool thing now. I just found out about this like during Gen Con, where you can just totally take it from Twitch and just upload it straight to YouTube. I wish I had known that. That would have been cool a long time ago. So I don't know. I had to record everything. I was like dual. Anyway, that's not the point. You're here to watch Maximum Apocalypse, not hear me rant about technical stuff. So here we are doing Maximum Apocalypse, the RPG. Thanks for being here. Anyone that's in the audience, I haven't checked recently, so I don't know. We might still have 0 viewers. The other day we had 10 people, most of which were in the game session. It was pretty funny. But anyway, I'm Scott, the creator of Maximum Apocalypse, the RPG, which is a post-apocalyptic D100 game based on the board game of the same name and made by the same company that makes the board game. So, you know, synergy there. But I'm going to be joined by these people that are on the other side of my Discord link right here. This is the Discord channel if you want to go to my Discord. But those people are going to be playing the game. So why don't I have them talk about who they are. I'm going to start with Sam and then go to Shinobu and then Skylar and Dakota. Talk about the players and their characters. So we'll start it off with Bob.
All right. Thanks again. I'm Bob, and I am playing Sam. Sam's a gunslinger. I'm a middle-aged, trigger-happy gambler. I'm a survivor of the peak oil collapse, and I am notably a team commander, although I don't know if that title just is given to me. I guess I have earned it somehow, so we'll see if I can continue to hold on to that title. I've learned that survival comes from having a fast hand and a quick wit and never trusting anyone that didn't prove their loyalty first. So I'll hold you all to it, and hopefully I'll prove my loyalty to you as well. I've learned that making friends and determining true loyalty and driving on into the sunset, if anyone turns on me, is good, and being good with the gun doesn't hurt. So hopefully I'm fast on the trigger and don't shoot you guys by mistake when I use my extra special ability. I'll try my best not to. That's Sam.
Hey everybody, my name is Jason Smith. I'm going to be playing Shinobu, who is a Ronin character, survivor of the food rats. He's really, really young. He's like a 15, 16-year-old, not kid really, but learned really quick how to take care of himself, understands the value of having people that have your back, so he's very, very loyal to those that he calls friends. And it's my first time playing the system, and really, really looking forward to getting into it and learning how it works. So that's me. Glad to be here.
Cool. Thanks for coming. And Skylar.
All right, my name's Matt, and I am playing Skylar, the fireman, this evening. Skylar is a firefighter by trade, but after surviving the zombie apocalypse, is a bit of a pyromaniac as well. So he fights the fire and he fights with fire. Tends to not be very tends to leave a burning wake as he plows through things in his quest to continue to survive. So far, so good with him. He tends to like to swing that fireman's axe pretty well and set things on fire. Did I mention I like fire?
I think you maybe mentioned that in passing at some point. All right, and now Dakota.
Picture Fire Marshal Bill, but a muscular version of which. That's kind of Skylar. He keeps his face mask on to keep the burn scars from showing.
All right, I think we get it. Hi, I am Caleb, and I'm playing Dakota, who is a teenager. He's been living in the woods, surviving the robotic apocalypse, been hunting for food, making his own shelters, and just been living a life in the woods like any happy camper would do. He has many scratches and bruises, from burrs to pokes on rose bushes to scratches from zombie bears. But that doesn't matter. Nothing will stop in his way. He will keep fighting and hopefully survive the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, them zombears, right? Coming out of the woods. Yeah, that was the thing that happened. All right, so Maximum Apocalypse is a D100 percentile game, so these are the dice that you'll need. If you don't have the dice in front of you, you can use a dice roller. I don't care. You can do whatever you want to make these dice roll. But the only thing is that if you lie to me about whatever you rolled, that's on you, and you'll have to live with that for the rest of your life. So this is just the dice roll that you're going to want to do for like 90% of what happens in this game. Most skill rolls and action rolls of every kind are basically with this D100. There's a time where you might need to add an additional D100. Or, whoa, that's not the right one. Got the wrong one. Fingers. An additional tens die. And so in which case you might want to have another one handy. If you have D10s, that's fine with me. Just distinguish, which ones. Just figure out which ones you want to have as tens die and which ones you want as ones dies. But this is what you're going to want to have, because there are times when you might have disadvantage or advantage, and in that case, you'll roll this additional tens die, and you'll figure out whichever combination matches the situation, whether it's the lowest number because you have advantage, because this game is a game where you want to roll as low as possible, or it's disadvantage, you get the highest number. So here's what I rolled as a test roll to show you guys, so you're on the same page as me as to what you want to be looking at when you roll. This way, because it's all reversed when I look at it on the screen. If you see right here, I've got a 40, a 10, and a 3. So if I was rolling these 3 dice and I had disadvantage, I would have to choose the 43, because that's the highest combination here, right? The highest number. And since I want to roll as low as possible in this game, that would be my bad disadvantage situation. If I had advantage, however, I would choose this 13, because that's the best situation here. So that's how it goes. Does that make sense? Cool. Got it. All right. That's basically that's most of the rolls right there. The rolling that happens will be based on a threshold, which is determined by either the stat at the top of your character sheet or the special stat in the center, kind of to the right of the character sheet. So if you're looking at the character sheet, and the people at home won't be able to see this, and I can't share it because I am doing things. But if you're looking at the character sheet, you will see that along the top, there are a series of numbers, and they're based on your stats. So there'd be strength, fortitude, agility. I should have opened this one right in front of me because it was right there. Strength, fortitude, agility, intelligence, instinct, charisma, fighting skill, ballistic skill. And then down over in the skills, kind of to the right, you have luck as well. That's the other base stat that you'll use. Then you have those special stats, like I said, down in the center to the right. If you're going to make an action roll or any kind of roll whatsoever, you're going to be rolling underneath one of these big numbers for these stats. That's what you're going to be aiming for, because that's what everything's based off of. So say, for example, you wanted to climb a tree. I've been using the example of climbing to a second-story window of a house or something. So you want to climb to a second-story window to get inside of this house, to scavenge inside of it. Then you're going to be making an athletics roll. Athletics, if you look at the skills, athletics is based off of the strength. You see that's under the category for strength. So you will want to get a D100 roll underneath whatever that strength stat number is for your character. If you get underneath that, then you have successfully managed to climb into the second-story window, for example. That would be a success. Now, if you failed, would be if you went over that. So that's easy, right? There are 4 degrees of success in this game, however. If you get under 1/2 of that success number, so you have that success threshold, whatever that is. In my case, it says 30 on this character sheet I'm looking at. If you got under half of that, which would be 15 in this case, you would be 2 degrees of success, a great success as we call it. And if you get under 1/4, that's 3 degrees of success. That's what that little number is to the left underneath. And that would be 3 degrees. We call that an amazing success. And if you roll a 001, that is the 4th, final, and critical success. So there are 4 degrees possible. There's only 2 degrees of failure unless you do a special thing, and we'll talk about that in a second. But when you fail, you either fail or you roll a 000, which is a critical failure. That's a 100. So you don't want to get that. That's really your only 2 options. Fail or critically fail. Now, the other thing to note is the skills have proficiency levels. You can do any skill action you want in the game. Whether you're proficient or not at climbing, you can climb. You can do that. If you don't know how a computer works, you can still try to randomly type on the keys and see if you can hack it. That's still allowed. The difference is whether or not you have proficiency or not. If on your character sheet, under the skill set that I'm talking about, like if this climbing thing, for example, the athletics, you have a dash, that means you are not proficient in the skill, and therefore roll with disadvantage. So we're back to that 3 dice thing that I was talking about before. We roll to choose the highest number out of that combination because you are not proficient. So you could still try to climb it, but you're just not very good at it because you're just not experienced at climbing. However, if you have a P or an S or a T or an M, if if you have that, then you are considered proficient. If you have a P, you are proficient, and therefore you would just roll the standard percentile die and try to get underneath the number, right? So you're not at disadvantage. So you're just not at disadvantage is what it is. For S, T, and M, those are higher levels of proficiency, and in that case, you add a +5 for each level. So S would be +5, T would be +10, and M, or Mastered, would be +15 to the threshold to try to get underneath, meaning that you're just better at that particular skill than all of the others. So if, for example, you're a master lockpicker, right, and you have an agility of 50, then you're actually rolling under a 65 for lockpicking, but you'd still be rolling under a 50 for like stealth or archery or things like that. So that's how that works. And the degrees of success, I think I mentioned that before, those do matter, so let me know about those, because sometimes when it's an opposed roll, for example, I compare the degrees of success and determine who won. And other times, like if you're salvaging, each degree of success gets you more stuff. So if you had 2 degrees of success, you find 2 things rather than 1 thing, etc. We'll cover that more when we get to those kinds of things. But that's, in a nutshell, how all of this dice rolling works in this game. Any other type of situations we'll come to. Like, for example, if you fail, there's a way to mitigate that. We'll talk about it when you come to it. Any questions?
This is actually money related.
Yeah.
Is the core rulebook out yet?
Core rulebook is not out yet. The PDFs are currently in like a preview mode. Backers can see them. Backers have them. They can download them. But I'm still doing like typo finding, which totally, one of the backers sent me a whole bunch of typos. The core rulebook will be out physically. Retail release will be sometime around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So that's when the retail release will be, so you can go find it at a game shop or order it from our website. But backers who backed it on Kickstarter will have them before that. So,
Okay.
Good question. It will be, I think, $25 on the retail on the shelves. It was $20 for backers, so missed out if you didn't do it. But anyway, no, it'll be out soon though. That's a good question. Any other questions? Okay then. The only question that I have to answer is that if you like what you see here and you want to do more, or you want to find out more, you can always visit that Discord page right there, that Discord server channel. If you go to that website, it's actually a website, and then it'll link you to my actual Discord. If you go to that, you can join us, or you could just go to rockmanorgames.com, which is actually down at the bottom there, rockmanorgames.com, and they're the makers of this actual game, and they've got a whole section on the website for it. So, other than that, let's get you started. So, I know that that Caleb just described Dakota living out in the woods, doing woodsy things, but unfortunately, Caleb did not know that this particular adventure decided where you began, and it is not the woods. You are, in fact, living on a boat. You're on a boat. And you have been surviving on this boat for a little bit of time. In fact, I'll read you the opening. For as long as you...
I just took a vacation.
Yeah, for however many years you've been on this boat. For as long as you can remember, your ragtag group of refugees has been skimming the coastlines, scavenging what you can, but staying relatively isolated by living offshore. While you had a few headaches, it has been safe as most things that crawl on the land can't reach you at sea. Recently, you've encountered a few survivors who shared a rumor that a ship or submarine, one of the last remnants of the American military, is puttering along the coast and looking for survivors. Broken radio traffic has suggested that anyone who can get to the Puget Sound can meet up with the USS Netarts Bay and receive food, weapons, and a map to the last government safehold. Because your ship is home to nearly 20 malnourished survivors, primarily women and children, the vote was overwhelmingly in favor of heading north. After several days, your group has finally entered the Puget Sound, remaining as careful as possible to avoid the debris of abandoned urban life that floats out from the shore as you pilot your small, overcrowded cruiser under the command of Captain Grace Lee. So you are all crewmen on board the ship. The other 20 malnourished survivors are basically useless people that are just surviving because you guys are keeping them alive more than anything else. They are hopefully going to be well-functioning survivors of the apocalypse. There are some kids amongst the group, so you're sort of like trying to train them up. As you know, by Shinobu being only 16 ish years old.
And me being like 14.
Yeah, and Dakota being like 14. So there are some capable children amongst this group, but for the most part, they rely on you guys to get things done. So, and then you have a captain who also gets things done. And that's sort of the whole crew of the ship, and then everyone else is just kind of living there. So at the beginning of this particular adventure, the question is, based on what you know about your character, what would you be doing as a crew member of this ship? There's obviously jobs that involve ships, like being in the engine room doing engine stuff, or being in the command center, the pilot's area trying to drive the boat or navigate the boat. Or would you be like amongst the people, sort of talking with them or hanging out? Like what would your character be doing at the opening?
I'm sitting in the corner, whittling a block of wood or something.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Whittling a block of wood.
I'd probably be trying to keep those that are kind of ill and not doing well motivated, doing what I can to help scrounge resources to feed the children and make sure everyone is trying to or capable of surviving.
Yeah, right.
And, I guess I have a couple of the bigger kids around me, and I am showing them the best way to quickly take down somebody.
Fastest way to take down your opponents so you don't have to keep fighting and use up all of your energy. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. What about Skylar?
Skylar's a fireman. I'm being a fireman. Making sure that this place is safe, that there's no fires. And if there are, I kind of stoke them up a little bit, and then I put them out.
First, he takes all those whittling things that Dakota makes, he shoves them into the fire to make sure it's really a fire, and then he goes, okay, now I'll put it out. Okay. So you guys are sort of milling mostly amongst the people, right? 3 of you are kind of amongst the people. One of you may be like inside the boat somewhere checking on some fire suppression system, making sure it is actually functioning, things like that. I get that. So those of you that actually, any one of you that wants to, because I'm not going to say that Skylar isn't amongst the people, anyone that wants to, go ahead and make a perception roll for me. And how you do that is to look for your perception skill, which will be under instinct, and determine if you are proficient or not. If you are, then you just roll with a normal D100 roll. If you are not, then you roll with disadvantage, so an extra die. And you're going to roll and try to get under your instinct stat.
$44, under 50.
Nice. Okay, so that's a success. That's what we call it.
Fail for Skylar.
Oh, man. So Skylar probably was deeper in the boat somewhere.
Deeper in the bowels of the ship.
Yeah.
Shinobu got a 14.
Okay, 14 out of what?
40.
Okay.
Sorry, total success.
Good.
Yeah,
I
that's good.
succeeded just barely.
Okay. So we have two people with a success, a person with no success whatsoever because he was probably deeper in the ship, and then a person who got 2 degrees of success, right? Because you got under half of 40, right? Because half of 40 would be 20. So yes, 2 degrees of success for you. Cool. All right then, Shinobu. Let's see, which one is this one? Haha, yes. Well, actually, let me go with the others. Well, partially. So you guys that only got 1 success, you guys are busying yourself about the tasks on the boat when you notice that some refugees are acting strangely. They're either holding their heads or staring blankly as if listening to something they can only that only they can faintly hear. Like they're kind of like extra listening for some reason. However, Shinobu, you see the clouds in the sky part strangely, and through the mist drops 3 pale green asymmetrical creatures coming out of the sky with tendrils trailing from their undersides. These are living beings, of that you are certain, and their pale greenish skin suggests that they are not of this world. You barely have a moment before the creatures drop toward your ship, giving you little but enough time to reach for your weapon before they begin firing their bioblasts. Everyone else, you're busying yourselves, and you suddenly hear the warning klaxons from the bridge as Captain Lee starts shouting, "Aliens, incoming!" and points up toward the sky. Looking up to the sky, you see these 3 pale creatures dropping toward the ship, but you don't really have enough time. You can grab your weapons, but it's too late for you to do anything. They unleash a volley of bioelectrical energy to your ship. So, we begin combat in this adventure with Shinobu being not surprised and the rest of you being surprised. So, the way that combat works in Maximum Apocalypse, the role-playing game, is everyone has an initiative. It is a static number based on the stats of your character. I've written them down, as you see here. And I didn't know who the fourth one is, so I will go ahead and add Shinobu here. I forget what Shinobu's initiative is. So, Jason, what is Shinobu's initiative?
He stepped away. He just posted he had someone at the door.
Okay, well, that's fine. Let me see if I can open up his character sheet real fast, because I don't think he's going to go first, because you guys are all surprised. Shinobu. Oh, he's got a 9, so that's right. You guys are here anyway. Shinobu. 9-4. Okay, so there's a static number. It's a 9 or a 6 or an 11 or a 13. That'll be on your character sheet. I know because I have all your numbers. It's in the center, just to the right of your health points. The way that it works is at the beginning of a combat round, a combat round is broken into 4 action phases. And at the beginning of the combat round, action phase 1, everyone will take turns in descending initiative order. So in this case, Dakota would go first, and then Sam, and then Shinobu and Skylar, if they weren't surprised. But Dakota and Sam and Skylar are all surprised, so that's a different story. But anyway, they would all go. You guys would go first in that order, and then I would -5 from everyone's initiative, and anyone who still had initiative would get to take another turn in the combat round. So then it would just go that way, and then once everyone has taken turns that has initiative, I -5 again. Anyone who still has initiative takes turns, and so on until either 4 action phases are over or there is no other turns remaining, and then I start the combat round over again, resetting everyone's initiative and start over. So that's how it would work, right? So if you have a number that's over 10, for example, you will have 3 turns in the combat round. If you have an initiative like under 10, you'll probably only have 2. If you have like less than 5, you only have 1, right? That's essentially how it works. But so basically faster people get to do more things in a combat round. On your turn, you will get to take 2 actions. Because Shinobu has stepped away, maybe Shinobu voluntarily is waiting. And we'll just start the combat round as normal and let Dakota do things first, because that's how it goes down. So the aliens, well, let's start with the aliens. They'll be going shooting a bunch of these blasts at your ship. Some people get hit with them and they go unconscious. Some people don't. But the side of the ship gets hit by one of the blasts, and Skylar, who's down below, can see that it causes some damage that creates a hole in the ship and a small fire inside the bowels of the ship. So that's what happens, and then we'll just go ahead and start initiative. I know he came back, but we'll just go ahead and do initiative normally. So Dakota, being the fastest one in this group, you get to go first. You have 2 complex actions you can do on your turn, if you remember. You can do things like move and shoot, things like that. You remember all that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So on your turn, what are the 2 things you would like to do?
I'm gonna hide behind some rubble and is there something that I could use my bow or something could I reach them with my bow?
Oh yeah, so they are mid-range from you, which for you and a bow is totally fine. That is not too far out for you. You can definitely hit them with a bow. I just shared a link, but for everyone who doesn't have it, for the this little cheat sheet that I'm using right here. The best part about this cheat sheet is that it tells you right in the center what you can do during combat. So you've got your free actions, your reactions, your movements, and your complex actions. And so you can do 2 complex actions, which includes the movement, so basically this stuff, except attacking twice. You can only attack twice if you have... Oh no, his camera went off. You can only attack twice if you have a weapon or a special ability that says multi-attack. You guys just swapped places. Now I have to move you.
Alright.
Boom. So this is going to be weird. On live stream, I'm just going to be moving pictures around. That was my fault because I failed to realize you were on a tablet. There you go. All right, you're back in place, so we're all good. All right, Caleb, what does Dakota do with their turn?
Well, he's gonna hide behind some rubble for cover, and then he's gonna fire at him.
Okay. Hide behind some cover, and then take a shot with the bow. Go ahead and roll, then, archery.
I got a 8.
8, which for you is really good. That's 3 degrees of success, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 3 degrees of success. So that means So for you guys at home who've never seen this before, and for the two of you or the one of you that has never played, there are no defense numbers or like target numbers for like AC. There's nothing like that. The way that it works is it's an opposed roll. So he made a roll with his archery and he got 3 degrees of success. I now have to roll the defensive action dodge to have the alien thing try to dodge that arrow, and I have to get a critical success. I have to roll a 001 in order to be missed by this arrow. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. No, I got an 18, which is still a really good roll, but it even if it were 3 degrees of success, even if that was an amazing success, it ties with Caleb, and because the creature, or it ties with Dakota's attack, and because the attack ties go to the player in the case of minions, which is what this is, he succeeds. So, roll Dakota's 2d4 damage for his bow.
All right. 5 damage.
5 damage. All right, so this arrow punctures into the armor of this thing, the exoskeleton, and it sort of cracks it a bit. The arrow is sticking out as this thing hovers in the air. There's a small trickle of green, glowy liquid that comes out. Sam, you are the next fastest person in this group. So, as you know, Dakota did this thing where he hid behind some rubble and then shot an arrow. You can do 2 things on your turn. You're the next fastest. What do you want to do? I believe you actually do have the multi-attack special ability, so you can attack twice if you wanted to.
I do, and I have this other thing. It's called Survival of the Fittest, and the noted effect is attack and defense at advantage in melee DC +1 versus human enemies.
Human enemies.
How does that translate? Just against humans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're adept at like fighting people, and these are definitely not people.
These are definitely not people. Okay. So I will most definitely step in front of the most vulnerable looking human that's on the ground and try to provide a human shield. And I will use guns blazing, and take a shot at the same alien that Dakota just hit.
Okay.
So 2 separate rolls?
Yeah, that would be 2 separate rolls because you are doing multi-attack, essentially.
Okay, first one is a 48.
Okay.
So that's just a success.
Okay.
And the second one is a 63, which is not a success.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could try to mitigate your failure. This is the first time we've had a failure. So you can use, in this game, there's the luck use, or the luck thing, right? There's luck that exists. You can do, your luck stat can be divided by 10, and that's the number of times in a game you can re-roll a failed roll. You just re-roll your roll. Did you want to try that now, or did you want to leave the failure as it stands?
We demonstrate mechanics.
Okay.
So we'll try it.
So you're going to -1 luck use, and you're going to go ahead and re-roll.
I will stop using my luck because that was nearly a crit failure. I got a 98, so...
Okay, so the downside to using the luck is that if you fail, then it's basically the same as critically failing. So it's a good thing you didn't critically fail on the luck reroll, because that's a catastrophic failure. Then it'd be like you shoot the ship, and now there's a big hole in the ship
and it blows up.
Yeah. So instead, what will end up happening is a random person. I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who it is. It is unfortunately Skylar. I don't know how you're inside the ship, but you get hit with a random stray bullet. So anyway, we'll do the original. The alien thing did not manage to dodge the first attack. So go ahead and roll your attack for your weapon.
What's the damage?
What is the damage code that you have there?
I've got a 9mm auto pistol.
Okay.
TC
so it's going to be H. Sorry, it's going to be H, right? Heavy.
H. Yes.
So it's 1d6 plus 3 is what you're going to roll.
1d6 plus 3. All right.
And then Skylar.
7.
7. Okay. I'll write that down. Again, you pierce through some of the armor. There's a little trickle of this green thing, but you can tell that this thing seems to be doing fine. The armor seems to be just taking most of this damage. Your other second shot goes flying wild, and Skylar, you're going to take 3 damage from a random bullet.
Man, now these aliens are shooting guns too.
Yeah, shooting guns through. Maybe it even did hit the armor of the alien, ricocheted off, and then went into that hole.
There you go. That's movie physics.
Yeah, right. Somehow it goes inside the ship through that hole that it made from its blast. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So those are both of your actions. Now we're gonna go to Shinobu. Shinobu, these things are actually kind of far from you if you wanted to use a melee weapon. You can throw. That's a thing you could do. Throw a weapon at them. But right now, they are kind of far away from you. But that doesn't mean you can't do things. There are things that you might be able to do. What would you like to do with your turn?
Definitely tell the other kids to get below deck. How far do I have to move to close in to make a throwing attack?
So they're basically flying outside on like above the water outside of the ship. So there's not really much you can do. You can, I'll say that if you moved one toward them, then maybe they're only at short range from you. So you could try. I guess you could attack them, huh? Because you have a sword, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you do have weapons that have reach. So I'll allow it if you wanted to move to like standing on the bow of the ship, and then try to take like a wild swing at them. I'll allow that if you wanted to, or you could throw from that position as well. You could try to throw something.
Yeah, I will. I guess I will like kind of jump at the side of the ship, make a wild swing as I grab onto the side of it.
Yeah, that'll work.
Pirate style.
Okay. I'll allow that. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay, so I roll the 100
Yep.
at a threshold of 70 for the katana.
Yes,
right?
that is correct. You're rolling under your fighting skill, which is a 70.
70, and I rolled a 19. Awesome.
Wow. Okay, then. Yeah, I got a success, and I was almost 2 degrees of success on my dodge, but you got 3 degrees of success, so, like, you just killed it. Like, whatever. All right, so for you, you can roll your damage, which, if I remember correctly, might be massive on that. Is that right? Does it say M on the DC for the weapon?
The DC for the weapon says E.
E! Oh, wow, even better. All right, so with an E, you do 1d8 plus 7 damage.
Ooh.
So that's what you're going to roll.
All right. I rolled a 3 plus 7, so 10.
10. All right. So a nice heavy slash into the creature. Its armor, it chunks off quite a bit. You see just like this weird gelatinous thing underneath, like the half armor that remains. It's definitely got a creature, and it's definitely like a living being inside of some kind of exoskeletal armor. 17 is where we're at. And then there's 2 others sort of flying around, but that was a pretty good hit. So you hang on. So I make a strength roll to see if you can hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I think you're pretty strong, so you might be okay.
Threshold 50. I rolled a 53.
Okay, maybe you slip. Roll luck for me, real
Use
fast.
a bit of luck.
Yeah, you could re-roll. You could just re-roll it. You can use the luck to re-roll that, or you can just roll luck for me, and we'll determine if you slip off the ship.
Well, both of the thresholds are 50, so. Oh shit! Let me re-roll that. Roll off my desk. That's a 25.
Okay, so you're lucky enough to keep hold of like maybe the anchor chain or something, and that's what you managed to keep a hold of.
Yeah, maybe my hand slipped and I twist around and grab the chain with
Grab
the
the
other
chain.
arm.
Yeah, there you go. So you still managed to stay clinged onto the ship. Maybe not the best particular situation or best place for your situation, but you are still on board, as it were. Now we go to Skylar. Skylar, there's a fire down below where you kind of are, and a big hole in the ship, and water is starting to come in. What do you want to do? There's also fighting going on out there. You can hear it. It's totally going on out there.
How much water's coming in?
A reasonable amount, a pretty hefty amount for it not wanting water. If you wanted water, it'd be a reasonable amount.
So, judging by what I see, does it look like the water is going to put the fire out, or is the fire sort of a separate thing from the water?
It is a separate thing because the fire is actually above, like at the top of where this like hole was made. So the water is going to have to do a pretty big job of getting there before it would get there. The boat would be half underwater by the time it got to the fire.
Well, is there like is there some kind of, I don't know what kind of boat we're dealing with. Is there some kind of fire retardant system or?
There is, yeah. Yeah, in fact, that's
Well,
what you were checking when all this went down.
Well, that's perfect. I activate that.
Okay. Yeah, so you activate that. A whole bunch of like foamy stuff comes spraying out everywhere, and it starts to put out the fire. Cool.
And then I'm going to look to see if there's some way I can seal this part of the ship so that, so we can vacate it and just basically, make the hole fill only this compartment.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Why don't you? What would you roll for that? I wonder. You know what?
I got a 45 out of 50, I think.
What was it you were rolling?
Luck.
Luck. Okay. Yeah. I'll fine. You
Kind of what best I can do, that I'd be close to it.
Yeah, something that you can use to sort of partition off this particular flooding section of the boat, as it were, as best as you can. I mean, you're gonna want to repair this, soon if you wanted to keep this boat, but you can at least keep the water from, pushing too far into the boat, causing it to be pulled under. Yeah, I'll allow that. That's fine.
Is it an action for me to activate my psychophysiology?
It is an action, yeah. Well, I would say it's actually probably a free action, but it doesn't go into effect until the next combat round. So
okay.
Yeah. So you'll.
Well,
what's that?
I'll activate it on my next action then. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm good then.
Okay. All right. That is then all of you guys. So that happens. Now the things that you're fighting get to do stuff. Shinobu, you are hanging on the side of the boat, and you just did a pretty hefty slash to one of them. It is going to shoot at you. Let's see if it manages to succeed. A 95 is the roll. That is really bad. So it misses you entirely, as it just has no idea what to do, but this large-sized child hanging off the end of a boat. And it just misses entirely. The other person who really hurt it, so it's between Sam and Dakota, but Dakota is hiding behind some stuff. So I'm going to have to say that it probably attacked Sam then, because Sam is not hiding.
Kind of made myself a target.
Yeah, you also were standing in front of somebody to be like, you not getting this person. Right. So you're going to get shot at. A 17. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yes, that is 2 degrees of success on my attack. So the only thing you can do at this point is a dodge type deal, because it's a range attack. So you can try to dodge it, rolling underneath your dodge defensive action number.
All right, here we go. Come on, need a dodge. Oh, I did. Did that. I'm a 55, and I got a 30, so I didn't get half. But I get one degree of success.
Just 1 degree. Okay, so you still get hit. So you feel this bolt of electrical energy sort of course through you. Make a resilience roll for me.
Resilience.
Yep, it's in the center of the character sheet to the right. It goes initiative, then it goes salvage, and then resilience.
Ooh, that's a tough roll.
Yeah, you have a pretty low one.
I do. Oh, I need this one. Come on. On the nose, 20.
Okay, so you got on the nose for a success or a half?
Success.
Oh man, you have really.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm reading the dice wrong.
Yeah.
I saw the 2 and the 0, but it's in the opposite direction. It's 002.
All right,
so
then
a 2.
That's perfectly fine. So this one, this particular attack is a knockout attack. If you got a regular success, you still would have been stunned, but you wouldn't have been like unconscious. But however, because you got higher than that, you're totally fine. You just shake it off like it's nothing. It grounds out on the boat. Maybe you're in a little bit of water or something. I don't know what happens. But it
hit my brass buckle or something.
Yeah, it shunts it right off. Yeah, you're totally fine. Cool. All right. The third one tries to take another shot at the ship. Let's see if it manages to hit. It got a 0, 0, 0. So it's a critical failure. Who wants to roll a d10 for me?
Who's got the D10? Go for it.
No one?
9. I rolled a 9.
Oh, 9. Okay. Cool. So... Wow. Okay. So it strains itself trying to shoot this blast off, and it now has disadvantage on all of its actions for the rest of this combat. That sucks for it. Great for you guys. So its shot just completely misses, and something happens. It seems to react to that. Cool. All right. -5 from everyone's initiative. I go back to Dakota. Dakota, you are hiding behind some debris, and you've caused some damage to one of them. What do you want to do now? Its gelatinous body is now exposed.
So, any of them on the ship right now?
They're not. They're still hovering just off the ship above the water. They can fly, so they may not even land on the ship.
Do they look like they're trying to target anything?
The 2 of them are trying to target people on board the ship, and one of them is trying to target the ship itself.
I'm gonna attack the one that's like trying to target the ship itself.
Fair. That's the one that strained itself trying to shoot just now. So that's a good idea.
20. That is a 2-degree success.
Okay, you totally hit it for damage. Did you want to do anything like take aim or called shots or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I aimed.
Okay, you take aim, so you give yourself advantage? Yeah?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right then. So just remember, if you do a called shot and you get 2 degrees of success, you do like extra damage. That's the thing to know. All right. So you hit it. Go ahead and roll 2d4.
4 damage.
4 damage. Cool. Nice. All right. Yeah, you pierce through it. It is injured, so you pierce through, and you actually cause some significant damage to it because I'm just going to pretend it doesn't have armor now because it strained itself. So yeah, it starts bleeding. This viscous green liquid everywhere that glows. Nice shot. Okay. Then we'll go to Sam.
All right. So we used to call that an action. So aim. So how does aim pair with guns blazing?
So aim gives you advantage on your next attack, right? With guns blazing, you're doing multi-attack. So your second shot has disadvantage, or at least it should, through multi-attack. So what you'll do is, what you would probably want to do is just take a normal shot, then take aim. So it wouldn't really work. You wouldn't be able to do both because take aim is an action, unless it was a free action. So you wouldn't really be able to aim and multi-attack. That wouldn't work. But what you could do is, instead of multi-attack, you could do something like take aim and then just do a regular shot, but do like a called shot where you try to do extra damage rather than sort of offsetting it. So it's really up to you how you want to play it. It just gives you advantage on your next attack. So you take aim and then you get advantage on your next attack.
Okay. Why don't we give that a try? So if I aim and then do a call shot.
Yep. So if you aim, that gives you advantage. If you do a called shot, you take that advantage away because it gives you disadvantage for a called shot. So you're just doing a normal roll at this point. But if you get a great success or higher, you do more damage.
Okay, we'll give that a try.
Yeah.
No. Oh, man. I'm going to burn through my luck here in a second. No, I won't do that because it didn't turn out so well the last time. This is not a critical failure. I didn't get 100, but I got a 96.
Ooh.
So, yeah, that is a significant miss.
All right, this is actually a game mechanic that is going to come into play that is rarely seen. You have a 9mm auto pistol. At a roll of 96 to 99, the gun jams. So it jammed on you. You will now have taken action to clear it.
Oh, what an unreliable gun. Wait a minute, that's his trick.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's the apocalypse, man.
That's right.
Okay, well, that's what you do then, and you're going to have to spend one of your complex actions next turn clearing your gun. But that's okay because you'll get to go, and then you'll basically be at the top of the round. You get to go again, so you actually have like extra turns. It's fine. However, Shinobu, you're currently dangling precariously off the edge of the ship, and it is your turn.
One of Shinobu's favorite movies was Pirates of the Caribbean. So as I'm trying to climb back up this chain, I'm just so I want to climb back up and get back onto the deck of the boat. And the hatchets are not throwable, are they?
They are, in fact.
Cool.
In fact, not only are they throwable, they're balanced, so you get advantage when you throw them.
Wow.
Oh, cool. The same one that I slashed at, I would like to finish off or attempt to finish off by throwing one of my hatchets at it.
Okay. So you're climbing up the ship, and then you're going to throw your hatchet. You get advantage on your agility roll, but it is an agility roll to throw things.
Okay. So the advantage
Gives you an extra tens die.
Yep.
So
I get the third die. And then I take the lowest one, right?
Yes. Correct.
I got you. The lowest 10.
The lowest tens number, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, one is a 70 and one is a 10. So 17 total?
All right, 17. That sounds like a success, right?
Out of 40, yes.
Yeah. That's 2 degrees of success. All right, let's see if this thing can dodge that. 25. That is a failure, actually, apparently. So failure on my end. So yes, you totally hit. What damage is that one?
That has a 4 on the CP.
No, not 4 on the CP. The DC is what you're looking for.
DC.
Oh, DC is an E.
E again, man. You with the E's. Yeah, it's 1d8 plus 7 again.
8 plus 7. Outstanding.
The trick here, guys, is that Shinobu is quite large. Skylar is large, but Shinobu is larger. That's the thing to know. And that's saying something because Skylar is bigger than both Dakota and Sam combined. So
Yeah, Shinobu's a big boy.
yeah.
So I rolled a 2 on the 8, so plus 7 is 9.
9 damage. Okay, 9 damage. That puts you over. Okay, yeah, you kill this thing. It is dead. So the hatchet buries into it. Upside is you kill the thing. It just gets pierced in half. Right, but your hatchet buries inside of it, and green viscous liquid just sprays everywhere as it drops out of the sky. Downside is it drops into the ocean with your hatchet still buried inside of it.
No.
I mean, does the body float?
It does actually float. Actually, why don't you roll luck for me? If it's under your luck, then it floats.
I need to roll both of them. Sorry. That's a 96.
All right, it goes under. Right into the water.
Glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, it was a good hatchet.
Okay. All right. Cool. That being that, Skylar gets to do more stuff. So Matt, what does Skylar do on his next turn here?
Well, like I said, I'm going to activate my psychophysiology for the next round, and then I'm below decks, so I'm going to do everything I can to get above decks.
Okay. Yeah, it'll take you a move. The ship is not that big, so one movement will get you up decks, so you get up to the top there. And kicking on your psychophysiology. We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, -5 from everyone's initiative. The aliens things do not have extra initiative, so it goes up to Dakota. Dakota, there is one that is dead. There's the one that you injured pretty heavily, and then there's one that is uninjured, hovering above the ship.
I'm gonna do the one that is uninjured. So can I aim and cold shot?
Yeah, that's actually the best combination you want to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna shoot.
So you will take. Will be a normal shot because you'll give yourself advantage and then take it away with your disadvantage. So just make your shot. Try to get below half.
I'm gonna do the bullseye one.
Oh. Then you'll want to shoot the one that you already hit before.
Okay.
Bullseye requires you're hitting the same place you hit before.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if it happens though.
What do I need to hit?
You need to get 3 degrees of success on a bullseye.
I missed.
Did you still get a success though?
Yeah.
Okay. If you still got a success, then you still hit for 2d4 damage, but you just don't get the cool extra bonuses to your damage.
4 damage.
4 damage. All right. Well, this particular guy, as I said, didn't have armor, so 4 damage actually is more than enough to kill it. So you killed it.
Nice.
Your arrow goes into it, right, and it just goes. Roll luck for me to see if it crashes onto the deck, so you can retrieve your arrows.
Okay. What would I roll? Salvage?
No, you just roll luck. Just
Okay.
watch that.
I don't. I get 93.
All right, so it hits the side of the boat, bounces off, and goes falling into the water. So those arrows are gone, unfortunately. But that is your turn. So, Sam, you're the last person to act in this combat round, and then we'll end with you and go start the combat round over again for the next round.
I unfortunately have to spin around clearing my super unreliable 9mm auto pistol.
Oh yeah, you spend 1 complex action doing that. You still have another complex action. You could like wild shoot, just shoot at things, or you could do something else. But it only takes 1 complex.
Go with hatchets, man. Hatchets.
I know, right? Those hatchets are awesome. My gun could shoot hatchets. All right, I'll take a wild shot. So does that?
It's just a normal D100 roll.
Copy. Betsy's not firing well. It's an 86.
Well, it doesn't jam again, so that's fine.
Thank goodness.
But you've lost yet another round of ammunition to the air.
That is not good.
Yeah. running low, I'm assuming. But anyway, okay. So thus minus a craft from everyone's initiative for the 4th action phase. There's no one that can take turns, so I'll end the combat round and start the next combat round, which puts Dakota up first again. Dakota, there's one remaining alien thing.
I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Oh wait, no, I can't do bullseye.
No, you can't do bullseye. You haven't shot this one yet. But you could do the called shot vitals and do the 2 damage, the vital shot. You could do that one.
The vital organ one.
Yeah, and then you'd bump your damage up by 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, go for that.
38.
Mm.
That will be 2 degrees. Pretty sure.
What is Dakota's agility?
75.
30. Yep. Yes, that is right. That is the number you need. So yes, I got a 39 on the dodge as a failure. So yes, you do it. You hit and you do the extra damage. So you are in fact now going to roll, instead of 2d4, you're going to roll 2d6 plus 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
7 damage.
7 damage. All right. Nice. Okay. Piercing the armor of this one, a flow of green, glowy, viscous liquid seems to be coming out of its exoskeleton. -7. Okay, cool.
Do I knock one of its vital organs out?
Yeah, you pierced one of its vital organs, hence all of the green, viscous liquid that is like trailing out behind your arrowhead. So it's dripping blood all over the place now. And it wavers. In fact, let me make a resilience roll to see if it stays up. Oh yeah, that's a 4, so it totally manages to keep floating. As you hit it in one of its vital organs. Sam, it is your turn.
All right. You made a very important statement there. I've been winging and zipping bullets all over the place. I'm going to aim and shoot once to make this guy count. Okay, there we go. 38.
Okay. And how many degrees of success was that? It doesn't matter.
That's just one.
72, so as long as it was a success, then you're fine. I had 72 or 72, so obviously I went with 72. So yeah.
Of course, min damage. 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. All right. Well, still cracking through its armor. The arrow did more damage than that, so it's bleeding all over. Shinobu, you're back on board the deck. You've lost 1 hatchet. There's still this creature just outside of the ship. It is within short range again if you go to like the edge of the ship, but it's mid-range otherwise. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm not too keen on losing any more weapons. And unless that thing comes closer and wants to land on the ship, I think I would just move for cover.
Okay. Move for some cover. Maybe hold an action to see if it comes on the ship, you're going to attack it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you can hold an action. You can be like, I'm going to leave one. I'm going to like have the weapon ready and just wait, that kind of thing.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, like maybe hide in some shadows as big as I am.
Right. Behind some piece
The
of
big
like
shadows.
some piece of ship bridge thing, whatever you can hide behind, whatever.
A very narrow rail.
Yeah, exactly. I'll accept it. Which then goes, actually, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. Skylar should have gone first because Skylar had the psychophysiology. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. I
so
forgot about that, man.
I'm
You
gonna
actually should have been the
stop.
first one to act.
There's only there's just the one left, right?
Yeah.
Is there something on deck that I can grab and throw at it?
Yeah, there is. Just some random box or whatever, some crate.
I prefer it's not another passenger, but whatever. I will throw something at it.
The guy that got shot up front.
Right. I mean, we got to get rid of the decaying bodies anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just grabbing something and hurling it at it. A pipe or a box or something.
Cool. Yeah, we'll say it's like a whatever. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'll do this. I'm gonna roll this guy right here, which is a D10 and 8. Okay, yeah. Actually, it was a pretty big thing that you found. Some big heavy thing, but within your strength to throw. It is going to do 1d6 plus 3 damage when it hits, if it hits.
All right, you want to call it disadvantage since I'm throwing some awkward weapon?
Sure, that makes sense.
All right. Well, I snatched it up, and then I'm throwing it. Let's see what we do. Ooh, I got a 9 either way.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I got a 52, which is a failure, so yeah, you totally hit. So do 1d3 plus 6 damage.
You said 1d3.
Oh, 1d6 plus 3. 1d6 plus 3. I said 1d3 plus 6 just now?
Better.
Same thing, whatever.
That's a little bit more reliable, though.
How about 6 damage?
6 damage. All right. So, yes, this thing hits it, cracks its armor. There's like this, and, its armor sort of cracks a bit. And you guys have an opening there. You can see that you can hit it in this one spot to, destroy it if you were to hit it there. All right. The creature decides that it's probably had enough and tries to fly away. It is going to move one distance farther. It is now long range, which is problematic for you guys. You can't throw anything to hit it now, and with your handgun, you'll have disadvantage on your attack. I mean, unless you do something crazy like take aim. But minusing 5 from everyone's initiative. Just double checking, it would be 11, 6, 1. Okay, so you're actually going to go there. Okay, so you just go before Sam. All right, so Dakota is still going to be first, but Skylar will be second instead of Sam. So, Dakota, this thing is trying to get away from you. You're at disadvantage to your bow attack unless you take aim, but you can still try to attack it. You have a ranged weapon.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. Do you want to take aim so you don't have disadvantage on your shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that. So then it'll just be a normal shot.
I miss.
Oh. Okay.
You got luck.
I do. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Then re-roll your roll.
That's the same exact roll.
Oh man. All right. So the arrow misses and just goes flying into the ocean. Just completely lost. There's no way you're gonna get that arrow back. All right, then it's gonna go to Skylar. This thing has moved away, unfortunately, but why don't you roll luck for me, Skylar? Matt. Maybe something.
Fail.
You failed? What did you fail?
What did I fail by?
No. What did you fail?
I think the luck roll.
Oh, luck roll. Oh, so yes. Okay, you failed the luck roll. Okay. All right then. There was a harpoon gun on board the ship, but the harpoon is not in it. Like you guys have used it. So there's this. It's just mounted there, doing nothing. Unfortunately. So that was the luck roll. I was gonna see if the harpoon gun had a harpoon. What do you want to do with your turn?
Can't throw that far, right?
Yeah, you can't throw that far, unfortunately.
Can I see the alien body in the water that has the hatchet still stuck in it?
Well, I had him roll luck to see if it sank, but if you want to dive in, you could probably go get it.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
That's a dangerous question to ask.
I'll let you dive in and go get it if you want to go get it.
I kind of want to see how this works anyway. So I'm going to tear my coat off.
Okay.
And yeah, I dive in, trying to get the.
All right, I'm not gonna make you roll for the dive. Like you just dive. It's just a regular dive. It looks like a regular dive. You land in the water successfully. To make a swim roll, you're gonna make an athletics skill roll for me to see if you can swim.
Oh no! Oh, very no.
I made it.
Made it. All right, cool.
Basics.
All right, so a success is good enough. You start swimming down. You've got it. It's seawater. You know, the shock of it being, different temperature than you were expecting and it being all kinds of briny hits your system. But you manage to keep swimming anyway. You swim down toward it and you manage to get to the body that has the hatchet in it. Now you're going to make a resilience roll before I go to the next person to see if you hold your breath.
Resilience.
I have a feeling this is going to end up badly.
No sweat. I made let's see.
Out of everyone on the boat, it'd be
not
between...
an amazing success, but definitely
a great success.
Yeah,
the 2 degrees.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so between Skylar and Shinobu, one of the two of them should be fine, like, swimming in the water. Caleb, so Dakota and Sam, on the other hand, are completely different situations. So it being Skylar is probably okay. Okay, Sam. This thing is getting away from you. You're one of the 2 people that can still do something about it.
I will hunker down and take aim and give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. Brace yourself on the bow or something.
All right. Do I want to spend? I think I'm going to spend another point of luck.
Okay.
All right. Come on, Sam. Sam doesn't want to do it. Nope.
That's too sad because I got a 93 on my dodge.
I got a 72.
All right, so you miss. All right, so so we're gonna end this combat round with this thing getting away as it manages to slip off. But you guys are okay. The people that got hit with the blasts, they seem to be all right. They were just knocked unconscious. You know, that same thing that happened to Sam, where he shook it off. But you guys killed 2. Skylar is swimming in the water. He managed to hold his breath long enough to get the axe and come back up.
Well, hold on a second, Scott. I think what I wanted to try to do instead is just leave the axe in the body and bring the body up with me so we can investigate the body.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought you were going to do. So that's what I was going to say. So you managed to get the hatchet and come up, and the body is still attached. That was what I was going to say. Yeah. Because you didn't try to yank it out. You didn't tell me you were going to yank it out anyway. Okay. So you come up out of the water, and you have the body. For the rest of you, Captain Lee is panicking because the ship is visibly getting lower in the water.
It seems like we need to find a port and dock and get off the boat. So I tell Captain Lee to find the nearest port and get us to it. We got to get all these people off and on dry land before it sinks.
Why don't you make a perception roll for me?
Perception. We saw that before. Perception is instinct. Okay. I keep looking at that die wrong. A 9.
Okay.
On so that's a 2 degrees of success or 3 degrees of success.
3 degrees of success. All right. Yes, you absolutely with 3 degrees of success, you absolutely see that there is a whole lot of land nearby. So just off that direction, as it were, about roughly 8 minutes away, is a port area. There's a town. There's land and there's a town, and what you can see is some kind of marina. There's because you had such a good roll, what you see is a dock with a bunch of other boats. Then you see a dry dock repair crane thing to lift things up and pull it to the dry dock, and then a fuel area, all in that same general area right there. You see all 3 of those things because you got 3 degrees of success.
That's awesome.
That's
head in that direction. Let's go. Haul tail.
All right. So here's a question for you guys. This is a special situation because of this particular boat sinking. You guys can actually do a few things to help keep this boat going. One thing you can try to do is you can actually take over and drive the boat yourself. If you do that, then instead of me just telling you how long it takes, you can in fact speed up the boat based on your degrees of success on a drive roll to see how fast you get the boat there. The other things you can do is you can try to do a mechanics roll or a mechanics roll to try to patch up, or a crafting roll, crafting or mechanics roll, sort of patch up the problems in the boat down below. Or you can just try to make a, agility roll to see if you can bail the boat. But one problem is that Skylar is still in the water and has to get on board. So the other thing you guys can do is try to get Skylar on board. So these are things that you can do. So what do you guys want to do?
So you said there was a harpoon gun. Is there a tether anywhere near the harpoon gun?
Yes, there is.
All right. I would like to pull that tether and toss a line to Skylar to see if we can pull him into the ship or pull him onto the ship.
Okay. You want to toss that, you said?
Yes.
Make an agility roll and see how well you do.
$60 on the nose.
Cool. Wow. Sorry, my wife is measuring for 1 for a while. Okay, so that's good enough. Then you land it exactly where you want it to, which is right next to Skylar. It lands in the water next to him. Skylar, a rope lands next to you, with maybe something tied on the end of it to sort of keep it buoyant. I assume.
Yeah, well, we're gonna climb up it. I mean,
Yeah, right.
easier thing to be. Can I? I don't know how heavy this alien thing is. Last time we saw them, they were bigger than me, but they're not always the same.
They are not always the same. That is correct. This thing is actually not very big. It is average sized, meaning it is basically the size of a man, but it is relatively light in comparison to you, if that makes sense.
All right. Well, then I'm going to try and carry him.
Okay.
And go up the rope.
All right. So one-handedly going up the rope, then you'll make a strength roll for me, and if and the same for you, Sam. If you're going to try to be like cranking him on with like the tethers, the harpoons crank thing.
I will start using that crank, and I'll scream for Shinobu to come over and help.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll run over there and help him try to drag it up.
Okay, then what we'll do then is we'll actually have Shinobu, the stronger one, be the primary in this case. Sam, what did you get on your strength roll?
Let me roll that right now. This could be interesting. I got a 12 for a 15.
Okay.
So 1 degree of success.
1 degree of success. All right, so Shinobu.
I didn't get in Shinobu's way.
So on top of that, you also gave a +5 to Shinobu's threshold because this is a teamwork thing. So Shinobu, your strength threshold has now gone up by 5, which I think is 55 now. Is that right?
Yes, 55.
Yep. So you have to roll under 55.
I don't think that's going to help me. Roll a 006.
A 006. Yeah, it didn't help you that much. You still had 3 degrees of success. So yeah, but then hey.
Oh, I thought that was a failure. Sorry.
No, 006 is a 6.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 6.
0 is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's a 6. So you totally pulled it off. Now it would have mattered if you got like a 52, right? See, then that would have been a totally helpful like 5. But you got 3 degrees of success. All right, Skylar, what was your roll on the climb?
I had 2 degrees.
Okay, yeah, so 5 degrees. I was gonna put it at 4 or whatever to get back on the boat. You guys totally killed that. So between the 3 of you pull Skylar back up onto the boat. Real like just crank, yank, pull, and then like Skylar's like climbing up one-handed, carrying this thing, gets up.
The fireman's carry. Pun totally intended.
Yes. So you guys managed to get him on board while the boat goes toward its thing. When all this was going on, what was Dakota doing?
I don't really know.
You don't know? You could have been bailing water. You could have been fixing some stuff, or you could have been driving the boat. Which one of the things did you want to try to do?
I think we'll try and drive the boat.
Okay. So driving the boat would be you sort of kick Captain Lee out of her driver's seat to sort of take over, like, pushing the boat forward. Make a drive skill roll for me, which is under your instinct. If you're proficient, then you're fine. If you're not proficient, remember you roll with disadvantage. But either way, make that roll and see what happens.
Drive? No, I'm not proficient. But
yeah,
whatever.
I had a feeling. But that's fine. Go for it. It's fun anyway.
Totally see it. This little kid just pushing the captain out of the way. Let me drive.
I got this.
Oh, I got a 2nd degree of success, even with disadvantage.
Boom. Look at that. So he manages to pull it off anyway. With 2 degrees of success, you decrease the time in half. So instead of it taking about 8 minutes, it only takes 4 minutes, which based on the time of the boat, I actually know how long it takes before the boat actually sinks. And you manage to get the boat into the dock just as the boat just gets like dangerously low, not super low, but like low enough that's like we should really get to land by now. So you're fine. So it just kind of and drops. Make one more drive roll for me to see if you accidentally crash into the dock.
All right. Oh, 3 degrees again.
Okay, yeah, you managed.
I'm at 2nd. I'm at 2 degrees.
2 degrees, so that's fine. You still managed to pull the boat. You managed to just miss the dock. Like, you have control over the boat. You're probably one of the best boat drivers this boat has had in a long time. You're way better than Captain Lee, for sure. Now, here's the question. Did you want to pull it toward the crane to pull it up and make repairs to it, or did you just want to say, screw this boat, let's find a new boat, because there's a bunch of all these other boats over here?
New boat.
Okay. Yeah, you're piloting this boat right now, so you can make that decision. So executive decision from Dakota, you're getting a new boat. Yeah. So the boat, you come in, you just go right past the crane and slide into one of the dock spots, just in time for them to pull. Well, I mean, they pulled, Skylar on right when this was going on. So he got on during all of this crazy process, and then you guys come drifting into the docks. Does anyone want to get off first, or do you want to like shove people off? How do you want to handle like getting into the dock at this point with your sinking ship?
Just yank him up into the dock. I mean, like,
Drop the anchor on the dock. Pink. Yeah, you can do that.
So I will grab a little kid and just tug him with me because I am certainly not athletics. I'm going to try to lead from the front, meaning leading from the boat dock.
Okay. Then the kid that you grab is Kim Min. Wait, hold on. Let me give you the right name. Kid. Who gives a hoot? Kim Min-ju. That is the name of the kid. Kim Min-ju is just the kid you grab. And you're leading her off the boat. Everyone else starts to follow. Who else goes down? Who else is going to follow? Is somebody saying, I'm going to be the last one off. I'm going to be the third one off. How do you guys want to handle your getting off the boat?
I'm going to say, who cares? And just pull them all out.
Start shoving people because you're in the back and like, all right, guys, get off.
Yeah, Shinobi would probably be one of the first off.
Okay. All right. Kim.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be the last one off.
Okay. And that puts Skylar somewhere in the middle. Because, Sam's first. Okay. So Sam's the first one off the boat. And you hit the dock, and you make these clump sounds as the people start getting off. You know how docks are, and they make noise when you start walking on them. It's all of that. Clump. So that starts happening as you guys start shuffling off the boat. There are a lot of boats around. A lot of different kinds of boats. Some are regular boats, some are like fishing boats, and some are really nice boats. One of which is a yacht. You could choose any kind of boat to be your replacement boat. And this is
Take
actually
the yacht.
Okay, decision made. I was gonna say this is actually a time where you can tell me how much knowledge you have about boats, because I don't actually have that much. But one person was like, "I would like," and he named like a particular type of boat, and I had to Google it in the middle of the game session. I was like, "Sure, yeah, that boat exists." Yeah, there's one there. Okay, but the yacht says Dakota, the captain of the ship now. Yeah, there is a yacht. All of the boats in the dock have sort of outboard like planks and platforms and stuff, to sort of step from the dock onto them. You notice that on all of these there are oxygen tanks and oxygen masks for apparently scuba diving. This particular marina apparently had a whole lot of people that were into scuba diving. There is a office at the end of the marina, probably where they keep, the stuff for the boats, which is also where they would keep the keys for any boats that were here for a long time. And if somebody was paying to keep their boat here and protected, watched over by the people, it would have been probably the person owning the yacht, right? Like that would be the person they'd pay extra money to have to keep it on. Yeah. So that's the thing. So that's up there at the top of the plank. But otherwise, you could try to break into the boat too. It's a yacht, so you can get into the back and then you can get through that back slider door that goes into the actual interior of the yacht, or you can climb up to the top.
Hot wire it that way without the keys, though.
Yeah.
So I say maybe we go get the keys.
All right.
I say we have enough time. Let's get the keys.
I mean, yeah, you don't worry about now. Your boat's sinking, right? So who cares about that thing? You've already given up on it. So you're on land now. He's not gonna drown. Cool. All right. So you're going to get the keys. Who's going to get the keys, and who's staying with the people?
I'm going for the keys.
Okay, Dakota's going for the keys.
Definitely staying with the people.
Okay.
You stand, Shinobu. I'll go. I won't let Dakota go by himself. Can't let a 14-year-old go off and try to find keys by himself.
I can do it.
No doubt. You always want to work in pairs.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the apocalypse, and you probably don't want to go by yourself anywhere anyway. Unless you're Dakota, who can hide in the shadows real easy, it's also a thing. But okay. And then does Skylar go with the group looking for keys, or does Skylar stay with the people?
I'm gonna go with the group.
Okay. All right then. Then Shinobu, I'll come back to you. Everyone else, you go to get the keys. You guys clunk along on the deck of the dock, not the deck. The dock as you get toward the manager's office. The town seems relatively peaceful aside from being completely destroyed. Like the buildings that you can see do look like they've had some really rough times, but for the most part, everything seems fine. There's no sounds, no reactions. You don't get the typical stuff that you usually find when you make landfall, which is either you see people coming out of like the trees being like other survivors, or you get people coming out of trees saying right. One of the two things happen. At this point, you just see this nice quiet area. Getting up to the manager's office of this particular marina, the door to this small shack is locked.
Ooh. Skylar, you want to bash it open with your axe?
Should we knock first? Let's knock.
Did you say should we knock first?
Yeah. Why don't we knock? I mean, maybe there's somebody inside.
Okay.
I'm game. I hold my gun up and say, you go ahead and knock.
Okay, you knock, and you get no response from the inside.
Well, I can smash it in with my axe, or Shinobu can probably run through it. Either way.
Shinobu's at the boat.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, then I'll sort of shoulder into it.
Pick the lock too.
Yeah, I'm not going to be picking a lock. If you put me up front, I'm just going to put my shoulder into it.
Fair. Okay. Then, if that's what you want to do, you can go ahead and just make a brawl roll to see if you can cause enough damage to break this thing down.
Oh, you want me to attack?
Yeah, that or you can roll a strength roll and like just sort of force it open. Whichever one you want to do.
So if I attack it because it's a, do I get advantage on my attack?
Oh, you would actually, yeah, I'm sorry, you would auto hit. It would just be a matter of doing damage to it. So you just make a damage.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do that. I will use the key that I brought with me.
The key?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The one that's shaped like an axe.
Yeah. The Kingdom Hearts style key. That's what I'm getting.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
And massive damage on that is what?
2d6 plus 3.
2d6 plus 3. How about 12 damage?
Okay, that is enough to break down this shabby door of this shack. You bust it down. It goes down. Inside, you find a desk, some paperwork laying around, and everything's covered in dust. And there's just some movement of air as you come in, and then a lockbox on the wall.
Check it to see if it's unlocked.
It is not unlocked. That would be too easy.
Way too easy. I think we need another master key to open this lockbox.
Yeah, I'm down with that. 9 damage.
Okay, so you break the lockbox off the wall, smashing it on the ground, breaking it open, but knocking all the keys around. The keys are kind of mixed up, but they do have like tag numbers and stuff. There are some paperwork on the counter there. This is actually an interesting thing to do. You guys can try to cross-reference the keys to figure out which one goes to the yacht by simply making an intelligence roll.
Well, give it a try. Sam's not too bright. Sam does not succeed.
Neither does Skylar. And, Dakota just walked away. Let me see what he would. I doubt that he got it.
Yeah, some archaic system. But you know what you could do? You could probably just grab a bunch of keys and then go back
Scoop up
and
all the keys.
try to see what happens. Just start trying it.
Start shoving them in pockets, satchels. Take every key that we see in the room.
Yeah. I mean, it also
what
makes
else was in here that was useful?
Well, you could actually make a salvage roll at this one. This is one of those points in the game where now you can make a salvage roll to see what else is in the room that is useful. For those of you, i.e. Shinobu and Sam, who have never done this before, you'll make a D100 roll if you want to participate in this. Well, I guess not Shinobu because he's down by the people. I have to get back to him. But Sam, you can make a D100 roll to see if you get below your salvage. For each degree of success, you find a thing, or you find some 1d4 component pieces, which is what you use to make stuff if you're a crafty person.
Nice. I do not succeed.
Okay.
Skylar failed, but Dakota got one degree.
1 degree of success. So was he looking for, you think, stuff, or would you think he was looking for component pieces? It's up to you.
Probably stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good. Stuff. So Dakota finds, a baseball bat. A baseball bat.
Nice.
Cool. So he finds a baseball bat leaning in the corner. Probably the manager's like weapon for whenever someone tried to break in. Now, because this is how the game works. You guys, I will let you all make a second roll, but this time you need to get a great success or higher to find anything at all. Dakota's really has found stuff, but otherwise, if you guys fail on this one, you can't find anything except Dakota. He can try again because he already succeeded once. So
Great. So that's the second level.
yep, 2 degrees of success.
So I can try to find something right now.
Yeah, you can find something. You can roll again. Try to find some more stuff.
Okay.
Nope. I got a 43, which is 1 degree of success, but not good enough.
Nah, it's not good enough.
I got a 3 degree of success of 009.
All right, 3 degrees of success. That's awesome. That's 3 things that you found, my friend.
And I got a great success.
Okay, so we'll go with you then. First thing, so that's 2 things you found because you got a great success, so that's how that works. But you did succeed, so you found 2 things. 4 and 3. You found 2 food units is the first thing you find, Skylar. And then the second thing you found, Skylar, is 05, a plastic canteen.
All right.
Now, Dakota, you found 3 things, so let's find out what you found. A compound bow, which is an upgrade from the bow
one.
you have.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Then a 8.5. 8.5. Oh, wow. Okay. A studded leather vest. It's like you broke into the manager's like armory.
Yeah.
Studded leather vest. The studded leather vest is 7 armor. That's what that is. It's 7 armor.
Oh, nice.
And then 8. What? You found another one apparently. Do you want? Let me reroll. Let me find you a third cooler thing that isn't just the same thing over again. 9, 6. A deck of playing cards.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like playing cards.
Yeah. So the compound bow, for your information, the compound bow is an upgrade, so it does heavy damage, but
Ooh, nice.
but the downside to the compound bow is that it has a strength requirement of 50. Do you have a strength of 50?
Strength 50. I do not.
Okay. So it's a little bit too heavy for you to pull, unfortunately. What is your strength?
30.
Ooh, yeah. See, if it was closer, if it was like 40, I'd probably say, you know what, let's make it happen. You know what, let's make it happen anyway. Why not? It's a weakened one, so it's been lightened up for whatever reason it has been. So a strength of 30 is all you need to use it. I'm gonna let it happen because this is a one
Always
shot.
a plot twist.
This is a one shot. It's fine. You have a compound bow, so now you do heavy damage with your bow instead of average. So you do 1d6 plus 3 instead of 2d4.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta write this down.
Yeah, you better write that down. You just got a compound bow, a baseball bat, leather vest, 7 armor, basically, and some.
Comes out decked out, ready for war.
Yeah, he's ready to go. All right. And so that's how that works. And then you could theoretically do it again, but you need an amazing success. We're kind of crunching on time, so we'll just say that was everything. That was a lot of stuff, so I'll say that's everything. Fine. But the way that it works in the game is that it keeps getting harder to find things. But if you fail twice, you have to just stop. You're like, I didn't really find anything. But it just keeps getting harder to indicate that you've run out of things to find. Like, it's just there's not any more stuff. Eventually, you have to get better than a critical success to find anything. It's like, well, you're not going to do that, so you're out. It's a natural end point for the salvaging. But that doesn't mean you can't go to, like, well, I'll go to the next room and salvage that room, like that kind of thing. So it sort of continues to make you, like, if you look around, you keep looking around, like, trying to find stuff you can salvage. But you guys find all that stuff, and you start making your way back to the yacht. Shinobu. You're hanging out with the people, right? They're all getting they're getting off the boat. They're kind of slow about it. I know Dakota said he was the last off, but some of them realized when they got off, oh, you know what? Getting pushed off wasn't the best thing. Did I freeze? Oh, did he freeze? Okay. They realized they left some stuff back, so they try to go back and get it. So you're kind of like, controlling everybody, keeping them from wandering away or trying to get back on the boat that's sinking. Trying to, like, get on their own boats. Some of them cough a little bit. Speaking of which, make an immunity roll for me.
Oh, no.
No. The roll was a 14 versus
Immunity. It's the special stat on the farthest right.
Oh, there it is, 55.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
14.
you're fine. Yeah, everything seems fine here. So anyway, there's these people that are kind of like you're trying to corral them, and all of a sudden, Kim Min-ju, the one that Sam issued off, little kid, much like the one that just walked up to you, starts crying, sobbing lightly at first, and then it just starts to get worse. And you realize this. You can hear this.
I'm very, very sorry. My son was talking. What was that last part?
Oh, there's a small kid crying, and it just keeps getting louder.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back again. So there's a small crying child nearby you.
Uh-huh.
So the question is, what do you want to do about the crying child?
There's your
You pick it up like that, sit it in your lap.
That's actually the question.
That's exactly what I do.
Okay. So you're trying to console her. You're going to make a charm roll to try to console her. Keep her from crying more. Charm is under the charisma skills. It's one of the charisma skills. Are you proficient?
Nothing a crying child likes better than a story of dismemberment from pit fighting.
Yeah, I didn't think you were proficient.
I'm not.
Yeah, because you're not a charming person. That's not That's not your jam.
You glare at the child and just tell her to be quiet.
Yeah. So you're gonna roll charm. You're gonna roll a D100 at disadvantage to see if you can calm this child down.
Hey, it's the same roll, 43.
Did it succeed?
Versus a 35. So
it's
no.
failure. Well, it means you critically failed her resolve roll against you, so that's fine. But you didn't really succeed, so nothing really happened. She's just still crying. She's sort of gasping, and she can't find Tawny. Tawny is her owl. You know that she has a stuffed animal. So, backstory about Kim Min-ju: her mom was one of the survivors until she wasn't surviving anymore.
Oh, no.
And so the last thing that Kim Min-ju's mom gave her was this stuffed animal owl thing that she calls Tawny.
Okay. I asked her, in what berth was she sleeping on that boat?
Of course, it is the farthest bottom back corner of the boat.
It's probably already sunken into the water. Also, do we have downtime right now, or because he's searching or something?
So you guys, this is all happening the same time that you guys are getting all the keys and stuff. But yes, he's going to be doing a thing for a second if you needed to go do something real fast.
So, like, when there's extra time, I'm just going to, like, start randomly carving into the baseball bat, maybe making, like, shards so it's spiky and stuff.
Yeah. You could be doing that on your way back to the yachts with the, like, bag of keys that you're trying to figure out which one goes to the yacht. I'll allow that. But the question is for Shinobu, how do you want to handle this whole Tawny owl thing?
Okay. So this thing might be underwater?
Yeah, it very well could be.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
This MP low light flashlight,
Mm-hmm.
would it probably not be waterproof, would it?
Well, you could roll luck for me and see if it is waterproof or not. This is how that luck stat comes into play in this game.
Cool. So roll under 50. Is that 30 or an 80? That is an 80. Ah.
80. That is not good.
So.
Yeah, it is not waterproof.
Okay. Shit. I am going to tell her that I'm going to try to find the owl. And I'm going to run on to the sinking ship.
Okay.
And head below deck, trying to make my way towards her berth.
Okay, make the charm roll one more time. Only this time you get advantage, so it'll cancel out the disadvantage. Because now it's a question of whether or not she believes you.
Okay, the advantage roll was 001.
You got a critical success?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So totes convince her that you're totally going on there. She stops crying, which is good. She stops crying, and then you go ahead and try to get on the boat as it's sinking. Make a athletic skill roll for me
Athletics.
to get from the
Good
dock
athletics.
onto the sinking boat.
Where's athletics at?
It's under strength. It's the strength. The only
Oh.
one under strength.
There it is. Yeah. That is a 47 of 50 strength.
All right, cool. Yeah, you managed to get on the boat. That's all you needed was one success. It says right here, one success. So you get onto the boat without slipping or falling. You managed to sort of hop on, kind of step on because you have long legs. And you managed to get onto the boat. Now that you're on the boat and you know that it's sinking, you know that you have to go underneath. Going down into the lower part of the boat, it has definitely got a whole lot of water. It comes up to your, in your case, knees. It's a waste for everyone else. So it's kind of coming up to like maybe your thighs. You can look around. You have an option. You can either use a perception skill roll to look around to find it, or a salvage roll to find it. It's up to you. Whichever one is better. Whichever one if you're not proficient in perception, for example, then maybe salvage is better. But you also may have a very low salvage stat, so maybe not.
I don't know where salvage is, but I am proficient in perception, so I'm
Okay.
going to.
What
roll
is your
with that.
instinct?
My instinct is 40.
40. Well, your perception or your salvage is in the special stat section. It's a 45 for you.
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's up to you. They're about the same. So whichever one you feel you want to do.
I'll go with the 45.
Clever.
That is a 20. Yeah, right at 20.
Nice. So 2 degrees of success. All right. So rummaging through all of the floating debris and stuff in this boat, everything's waterlogged now. And you're it's one of those moments where things are dripping around you. You know, you can feel the water rising. It gets up to about your waist. It's a whole bunch of like stuff starts popping and just all bad. But floating out of the water, you see it sort of floating on top of with all this other stuff. This owl, this stuffed owl thing, and you recognize it as Tawny. You're able to grab it and make your way back. However, the boat is deeper in the water, so you're gonna have to make another athletic skill roll to get off the boat now and onto the deck.
If I can unmute myself. There we go. That is a 36. Athletics, 50. So success.
You successfully managed to jump off the boat just as the deck lowers below the water. The boat's like back end, the superstructure, as it were, of the boat, the command center, is still above water, but the rest of the boat is underwater, and you come up onto the deck, sort of, kind of on your knees as you sort of half tumble, half land on the deck. But you get back.
I am very much in hero mode right now with this little girl, like in my praises. So I try to land and dab with the owl up in the air.
All right. Dabbing with the owl, I'm going to go ahead and give you, I'm going to give you advantage on your next roll, whatever it is, because that was funny. So you get an advantage to use next time. Yes, you dab with the owl after getting it. So you handing it back to Minju, she's like gets all excited and happy, and she's like 6, and so she just gets real happy about this owl thing. Kind of squeeze a little bit and squeezes it to her chest. There's just this like salt water that squishes out as she squeezes it. But it goes all over her, and like the nearest mom is like, "Oh, your dress! That's the only one we have," and like they're trying to pull her away, that kind of thing. But you managed to, heroically save this owl. The others, you guys come back. So Dakota, Skylar, and Sam, you come back in time to see this sort of thing play out right at the end of there with the owl, and you have a whole bag of keys and stuff.
So we We can see the largest yacht there.
Yes.
I say we just start heading in the direction of that large yacht. We've got a bunch of keys. We'll see if we can get this thing fired up and get out of here. Actually, we should. Can we? What's the word? Salvage this area.
Yeah, if you want to do
Or
a salvage roll here, you can
supplies?
totally do that. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Yeah, because we probably left most of our supplies on that sinking ship.
Mm-hmm.
Fail.
No, I find nothing.
Does Dakota do any salvaging? I mean, he already found a bunch of stuff, so I mean,
Yeah, he does one more.
one more thing. Okay, I should have just left the salvage thing open. For those at home, there is actually in the Game Master Guide a random salvage table for this kind of very thing. So I've been rolling
very
this
cool.
thing to figure out what you guys find.
Normal success.
And Dakota has been quite lucky in finding stuff. Now, Dakota, this time you find a... Oh, wow. One of the most important things in the game, 10 liters of fuel.
Oh, yes. That's like gold, Dakota. It's like gold.
Yeah, especially for someone who survived the peak oil collapse.
Exactly. Say, son, you don't know what you got in your hands. Be careful with it.
People have died over less.
That's right.
Yes, 10 liters of flammable liquids. Wink, wink, Skylar. That Dakota has found.
Skylar gets super excited. You mean it burns?
Yeah, so that's a thing that happens.
Skylar, you want this?
Just sloshes as he jingles it. All right, so yeah, you guys find that stuff while you salvage. Dakota's like making out with like a bandit here. He's just like, I found this stuff. I found some armor. I found a nice bow. Found this
Change his
fuel.
name to Richie Rich.
Yeah, he's like, this place is awesome. Let's just live here. Anyway, so yeah, so you guys have these keys. You have the yacht. You guys have been making a little noise. I forgot to add this one. Cool. Do you guys want to go see what keys you can find to open on the boat? Yeah.
Yeah, I say we just start working through all the keys to see which ones we can get to work if we've got the right keys to begin with.
E5 to see which one chirps. Does it work that way?
Go ahead.
Little
So
dingy. Beep, beep.
whichever of you has the highest luck, make a luck roll for me. I just want to actually see if you guys find it on like your first try. If it takes a few tries, so I'm just trying to find out.
I've got a 50.
Yeah, same.
I got a 55.
Oh, it looks like Dakota has the highest luck.
All right, Dakota, don't let us down. Let's go. Be lucky.
Pretty good on all the salvaging so far. So
Ball night.
No!
No.
81.
shucks. All right, so you don't find it on the first try, which would have been sweet. You actually take a little bit of time, throwing keys off, like pulling them out, trying them. That didn't open it. That didn't open it. That didn't open it. And then finally, you get one where you open it. So, opening the yacht. Who goes in first?
The driver does.
Does that mean you, Dakota?
No, he doesn't. Skylar does.
Okay.
Yeah, this boat hasn't been, or this ship hasn't been used in a while. There's no telling what or who's on board. Typical apocalypse approach to things. Assume it's not empty.
Yep.
So gun out.
Okay.
Skylar, you going to go in first, and Shinobu,
Yeah.
our melee guys?
Yeah, the two guys that can fight things up close and personal, and then the ranged guys in the back. That makes sense. I mean, marching order, right? This is how it works. Okay, then. All right, so the two of you go first. Going through the yacht, and the first part of the yacht is usually the sort of eating area, the dining area, as it were, and then the kitchen. But then you move forward past that to more of the living area of this boat. It's quite a large boat. There's a lot of living area. But when you come to like what seems to be kind of one of the larger living areas, you discover two people sitting in chairs. They don't seem to be relaxing. They just seem to be more like that's what they were doing because that's what they were doing.
They alive?
As Shinobu and Skylar enter the room, both of these people who look like they've been dead for quite some time turn their heads and look at
Oh.
you. Both of them are your typical fleshy type things with meaty strips of gore hanging off of their bones, except that poking out of their skin are shards of what appear to be green stone. These are
Alien?
These are
Do we
zombies.
recognize this green stone?
These are zombies. They're definitely zombie undead things, but no, their green stone is not something you've seen before.
Oh,
No amount of
Be careful,
I'll just
guys.
give you guys a heads up. No amount of academics rolls right now would reveal what this is. It's just green stone.
I think it might be mind controlled. Don't destroy that crystal.
oh, maybe not. Let's just kill them and maybe keep our distance if we can.
Dakota and Sam, you actually have the highest initiative, so throwing you guys into a combat because these things start to get up. What do you guys want to do? I mean, you do have an option. You don't have to fight right now. You could run away, but you guys get to do stuff as they stand up.
As they stand up, I will shoot one.
Okay, shoot your bow at one. You gonna take aim
Shinobu
or
will be
anything cool?
Whoa.
What?
You gonna take aim or do anything cool? You just want to shoot and then.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
maybe
gonna
move?
take him.
Okay, so take aim, giving yourself advantage, and then go ahead and make the shot.
Normal success.
Normal success. All right, so I'm going to roll. Okay. Where was
And
it?
4 damage.
Normal success. I got a failure. Okay, 4 damage. 4 damage works. Now, as your shot goes flying through toward them, it hits, but it pierces into the chest of the creature. Did you roll 1d6 plus 3, right? For that?
You got the compound bow now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 on my
Oh.
1d6.
Shucks. All right, so you hit the chest of this thing, and that's when you realize it is wearing body armor. Having given now that you have some time, you realize that this is not a person like a regular zombie that you find. This is like a military person. They are both wearing military uniforms, and that also means that they're wearing chest armor. The military uniform appears to be a naval uniform, and on the side of the arm, you can see tattered a patch that says USS Netart's Bay. As your arrow penetrates this armor of this creature, it does sink into its chest, so it does do some damage. Sam, you're now the
All right.
let's take a turn.
Seeing that, I'm going to see if I can have a little bit better luck. Seeing that I am low on ammo, I will also aim
Mm-hmm.
and take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a call shot. In order for that to work, you've got to get more than 1 degree of success.
Yeah, you have to get 2 degrees of success to get the special damage bonus if you're going for like a vital hit. The other there's like multiple types of called shots. You could also be trying to like take an arm out or a leg out or something like that. Those are also options. Those just require successes, and then there's effects. But the difference is they don't apply the damage; they just do effects, right?
Okay. I will just go for the aim shot, see if I can at least hit it and see if I can penetrate its armor.
Yeah, hit it in the head or something.
34. So that's a hit.
Okay,
Just missed an extra success by a bit, but
but it's a success. Cool.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a failure on my dodge. So yeah, you hit.
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. All right, so the bullet hits this thing, and there's a moment where it seems to chink off of the green stone, but the shards of it do penetrate into the face of the creature, causing it to take some damage.
Oh, man. All right, Shinobu, Skylar, we got problems. 2 of them, in fact.
Yep. The creatures actually start moving towards you. They're faster than most zombies. They cover the distance between you guys relatively quickly. That is their whole turn. However, they're basically now at short range because they're at close range now. So they're all right up against you, but they haven't actually attacked you yet. So both of you, Skylar and Shinobu, are in short range of these things. Shinobu, you get to act first. What do you want to do?
Okay, so I have a special ability called War Cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to yell right at these zombies. It says all enemies within short range resolve versus unnerved.
Yep. So they have to make a resolve roll to see if they become unnerved.
They do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do. That's not you. You just make the cry, and then I have to make the effects happen, right?
Yes.
There's upside is that usually works. Downside is it doesn't work against the undead. So these guys just shake it off because they are not alive. They don't have a mind to be unnerved.
Okay. Does that count as an action, or
That does, yeah, that does count as an action.
Okay.
So you still have one more.
I have one more action?
Yeah.
Cool. I would like to take a swipe with my katana.
Okay. Make your attack roll, and I'll make a dodge roll. I'm going to assume that both of them have tried to dodge, like that. The arrow hit one, and then the bullet hit the other. Is that right? Or did you guys aim for the same one? Sam, would you aim for the same one? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I was aiming at the same one that Dakota shot.
So then the Shinobu, the question is, are you aiming at the one that has an arrow sticking out of it, or the other one? Because that depends on whether or not I roll disadvantage.
The one with disadvantage would be closer to me, I feel like.
Yeah, the arrow sticking out one? Yeah, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And,
I failed my dodge. What is your attack?
26.
Very good.
That's 3 degrees, this is guess, maybe? No, 2. Just 2.
Yeah.
Just 2. Okay.
Just barely.
All right, 2 degrees of success. That is still a success. So go ahead and roll your, 1d8 plus 7 damage?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
14. Okay, 14. Okay. Yeah, really, really heavy hit on these guys. Like in your past experience with zombies, this would take them out, right? You just the way that you always do. However, the rocks, these green rocks seem to catch part of your blade and deflect it a bit. It still does a heavy amount of damage, cuts off an arm or something, cuts into the torso, but the thing is still moving toward you guys. It's still standing as it after it takes this hit. But you did a lot of damage to it.
Okay, I yell again, but in fear this time.
Yeah. Skylar, there's one that has been chopped pretty heavily with an arrow and like bullet shards in it. Another one that has been untouched. They're both like within close range of you. What do you want to do?
The one that has been untouched will probably be my target.
Yeah.
Has he gotten up fully, or is he still?
Yeah, he's up and he's crossed the room, the distance to you guys, so he's right there in front of you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, these guys moved really fast for zombies. You're like, whoa.
Because I'm a Reaper.
Yep.
I gain advantage on melee attacks versus zombies.
Correct.
Nice.
So if I aim one of my actions, I get double advantage.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, that is correct.
And I'm going to spend one of those to go a vital organ and do a headshot.
Okay, I will allow that. So you're still rolling with advantage, and you're gonna, if you get a great success, you do a lot of damage.
Right. And I got a 16, which is one above an extreme whatever.
Amazing success.
Amazing.
Yep.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, I got 1 degree of success on a dodge, so you totally hit. So now let's talk about the damage you do. So first off, what is your base damage usually?
Base damage is massive.
Okay, so massive.
26 plus 3.
Yep. So massive is your normal damage. Now, it's automatically going to go up to extreme to be a level of Shinobu because they're zombies and you do extra damage to them.
Right.
And then you just succeeded in doing 2 more. So now you're going to be rolling ferocious damage, which is 1d10 plus 11.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
So how about 17 points of damage?
Wow. Okay, so yeah, same thing that happened with Shinobu. You take this thing in this really heavy hit. The rocks sort of clink off pieces of your attack. Like you just hit, these chunks and it bounces. But again, you take off, like with Shinobu, you take off like an arm and part of the neck and cut into the torso. This thing is really badly damaged, but because of the rocks deflecting part of your attack, it does manage to stay standing. But yes, it is a really, really heavy hit. So that's all gone. The body armor is shredded, and it has taken some damage. There, bam. Okay. All right, so that will end the action phase, and I'll -5 from everyone's initiative, and we'll go to Dakota. Dakota, there is one. Both zombies are still remaining. One has your arrow sticking out of it. It is badly damaged, and the other one is badly damaged, but not because of you.
I'm gonna shoot the one that I already shot.
Yeah, why not?
I'm gonna aim.
Okay.
So I can get advantage.
Yeah, give yourself advantage.
A normal success.
Okay.
And 8 damage.
8 damage? Oh, okay, yeah. So your shot pierces directly into its head, causing it to fall backwards and land heavily onto the deck of the ship.
Nice.
It doesn't seem to move. Gore just kind of goops at, like zombie thing. Nicely done. Yes, Sam, there's one zombie remaining. It is not the one you shot before. It has been injured pretty heavily, but it is just one.
I too will aim at it, hopefully getting a good shot off.
Okay, so let's do one thing real fast before you do that, because you don't know this. This is your first time playing the game. I did say the zombies are in close range to you now, meaning that with your handgun, you automatically get advantage for them being in close range, and your damage code also goes up by 1, the same way it did for Skylar earlier.
Ooh.
So your damage code goes up to massive now. So you're doing massive with that gun because you're basically putting it to the head, right? Essentially.
Okay. So if I aim, oh wow.
If you aim, you give yourself double advantage. Now, double advantage, all that it does, if you leave it that way, it gives you a +5 to your threshold, as well as an advantage on the roll. You can only roll 1 extra 10 die. But as you heard him do, Skylar do, you can exchange that if you want to try to see if you can do other cool effects. Because they cancel each other.
Yeah, I'll try to. Can I do like a call shot, headshot?
Yeah, absolutely. So you still roll with advantage, but you also are doing this headshot thing.
All right, come on. If I can do a Rick Grimes headshot. I got a hit.
Okay.
43. So no, just a normal hit.
Just a regular success. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fine. You still are gonna do 2d6 + 3 damage. Supposing it doesn't dodge. A 41 is not successful. Yes, you are going to do 2d6 + 3 damage.
11 points of damage.
All right. The gun goes off, and the whole side of its head blows apart, and it does like with the arrow, only much more dramatically because it's a bullet wound. It goes falling to the deck.
Nice.
Yeah. And
We
with that, the both of these things are dead.
All right, now we got to scour and clear the rest of this ship so we can get everybody on.
I'm interested in these rocks. I've never seen anything like this in a zombie.
You have never
good
seen
call.
anything like this in a zombie at all.
I don't know. Do we want to mess with that stuff by ourselves?
I want to pry one out with my knife.
Okay, yeah, you can pry one out with your knife. It is an emerald. It is just an emerald green rock. It doesn't seem to glow or anything. It just looks like a green rock.
You've never seen this type of stone before, though?
No, the stone itself, when he pulls it out, when he pries it free, it just looks like an everyday sort of emerald stone, just a random green rock.
I see. Just that it was embedded.
Protruding it out of a zombie, that is new.
Yeah.
Right? That is very nice.
So do all the emeralds that we see seem to be like skin level?
Yeah, they seem to be like kind of inside and through the zombie. That's what you notice when you go to cut it free, is like it goes pretty deep. And at that same time, you start to like really pry these things out. You hear this unnatural roar from underneath the boat in the water.
Ew. Like under the boat? Under the boat?
Not like directly under the boat, but definitely under the dock.
Oh. Are we close enough to run outside and see if we can see anything?
Oh yeah, the boat is not that big. While it is a big yacht, it is not really that big, right?
Okay. So run up topside, get to the dock, and look around and see what's making this noise.
Make a perception roll for me.
24. 2 degrees of success.
All right. 2 degrees. Anyone else going out to look?
Yeah, I'm going up with him.
Okay. Everyone who
Yeah.
goes to look, make a perception roll for me.
Stop it. Give me that lid.
I got a basic success.
Okay.
And what? I'm sorry. What are we rolling?
Perception. We're making a perception roll for those that went up to look.
That's a 52. That is a failure for me.
Okay. So, we get a failure, a success, and did Dakota come up too, or is Dakota hanging out with these dead guys, and or on the yacht, and or possibly going to like where the, steering column is and try to get this thing started up and get going?
I mean, do we really want to?
Get going, or go out and check.
You become the de facto
going.
captain.
You're the captain now. You've been making all the captain decisions.
Yeah, I'll
Might want
go.
to get the boat started.
Okay, I'll start the boat actually.
Yeah, divide the labor up, and try not to have
You want
everyone in one
something tearing
place.
through the bottom of your boat as soon as we try to leave?
No.
Maybe we need to find out what it is first.
Well, this is what happens for those of you that go out to check it out. Sam,
Okay.
Yes.
So, actually, I'm gonna go under the boat to see, what is it that's under there?
Do you want to go swimming under the boat?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll allow that.
I'm going to stop him from doing that.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could probably stop him if he goes to jump off the boat because you're kind of standing on the back of
Yeah,
the boat to like check it
right.
out.
I know you're eager, kid, but give it a minute.
So the two guys that made your the perception rolls, so Shinobu and Dakota are essentially looking around. They don't really see anything, but Skylar and Sam, you both see an area just off the dock that is bubbling, like blah, 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 blah. Like there's a lot of air that just came out of something. Sam, on the other hand, because he got a better look, for whatever reason, his eyes are just better. Them old, Hawkeye gunslinger eyes.
This sounds like gunslinger eyes.
Yeah. You can see the outline of a submarine underneath the water.
Oh. It was a sub that we were searching for, potentially the rendezvous with. Does it appear as if it's surfacing?
What it more appears like is that the submarine's hatch opened and something is coming out.
That's not good. Usually a sub underwater with an open hatch is bad. And then we heard the noise.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Skylar and I say, I think we need to get out of here.
I agree.
I start screaming at everybody, Shinobu, Dakota, get everybody on board. We're getting out of here now.
Despite the fact that you guys told everyone to just wait until you had cleared the boat, people had already started getting on. So now that you're shouting like, get on, they're like, oh, they start like trying to, even faster, like all more frantic. Probably leave even yet more stuff behind.
She's going to leave the owl again.
Yeah, so they start trying to rush on real fast. What do you guys want to do? You have the keys.
Dakota, are you going to start up the boat?
Look, we're not going to outrun this thing. It's probably got torpedoes if it wants to take us out. Are you sure you want to be out to sea?
I'm going to start it, but I'm not going to go.
No, it's not. I don't think it's the sub that's making the noise. I think something came out of the sub. Because what we saw that like the air rushing up from underneath the surface as if the hatches on the sub have opened, and then whatever it is roared in pleasure, anger, rage, something. Something's coming, so I think we just need to get out of here if we can get this thing going as fast as we can.
All right, man, you're the boss. Let's roll. I'll stay in deck. I'll stay in guard on deck.
Well, if it's coming from the sub, maybe it's actually like he might go back in it and just keep chasing us.
My guess is that it probably won't pilot the sub. It'll probably use that whole blunt force trauma approach to things and want to munch on us.
All right. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Can we see anything? So looking at the silhouette of the sub, is there anything discernible in the water?
Make another perception roll for me. Now that you know that there's a sub there.
No, 63. I'm going to use some luck.
I'm
God,
enjoying that.
I am burning my luck up. Does it become unlucky if you burn it all up?
Nah, you just don't have any more.
I got
There
2
we go.
degrees of success on my perception.
2 degrees of success.
26.
Okay. How many degrees of success is that, Sam?
That is perception is instinct. Missed it by 1.
Okay.
So I needed a 25 for 2, so I got 1.
1. What about Shinobu? You were rolling too. Did you get anything?
Yes, I rolled a 34, so 1 degree of success.
So it's Skylar that sees it. There's a silhouette of a large person, like Shinobu looks short kind of person, man-shaped, swimming in the water toward you.
Oh no,
We need to go.
we need to go now.
Yeah.
Then
I
is that,
scream as loud as I can. Dakota, start this ship now.
It's already started.
All
I'm
right.
out of here. Let's get
Dakota,
out of here.
make a drive roll for me to see how fast and how well you pilot this boat out of this this marina.
Not very fast. 88.
All right, so you bump into some other boats trying to, frantically.
I'm using
get-
luck.
Okay, go ahead. Use luck as you bump into boats.
I'm back. That's not any better.
Okay. So the engine kind of sputters a bit as you bump into boats, causing some damage to your ship. We'll see how much damage you cause. Wow, 5 damage.
Ooh.
That's actually not a whole lot in comparison to the body points of a yacht. Yacht stats are actually in the core rules. So I will look at the yacht boat stats. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. You guys are fine. That's just a little damage to the boat. It's more cosmetic than anything else. Maybe it tears off the anchor. That's the thing. But anyway, it does some damage to the boat. 5 points of damage. But you get control of it, and you go brrr, and you start to get away. But as you do, who was standing in the back of the boat, or ish, like watching all this go down?
That would be me.
Yeah, Skylar, right?
Definitely would be. Yep.
I was back there with them too,
Yep.
and I think Shinobu.
I think Shinobu as well. I think everyone else is inside, and then it was the 3 of you that were like, "What is going on?" Yep. As you guys are watching this escape from the marina, it's getting farther and farther away. You see just below you, as coming up out of the water to land on that platform on the back of your boat, is a big green, meaty, sort of stony hand. Just the boat rocks a bit as it takes it, and then a second one, shaking the back of the boat. Dakota, you feel the boat shake randomly as if your engines are exploding, but they're still on. You can still tell that they're on.
Can I shoot it?
You can, in fact, actually shoot at it before I go into before I declare a combat round. You guys want to shoot at it or attack it? You can make attacks. It is like right there, so you guys can do melee attacks. You can do, gun attacks to the hands as this thing is coming up out of the water.
Can I consider this taking aim, or is it just a wild shot?
You can do whatever you want. I'll allow it to. You can take aim and shoot if you want to. You can take aim and attack.
I'll try to take aim and shoot.
Okay.
14. Nice.
Ooh, nice. This thing is not going to dodge, so that's success.
Well, that's 3 degrees of success.
Nice. Okay. Let's find out. Are the others? Do you guys attack or do you guys not attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna scream at it again and attack it with my katana.
Are you doing the actual scream or are you doing a regular just
I would like to attempt to do this.
a special scream?
Yes.
Okay.
Warcry.
All right. Hold on 1 second then. Cool. Yeah. That is a failure. Okay, cool. This thing is now unnerved.
Nice.
Got
Cool.
a good set of lungs.
Yeah, and then you're gonna do a random attack. Just do your attack.
Yes.
Okay. See if you get a success.
That is a 001.
Oh snap! Okay. Well, I'm gonna have you roll for an effective, but first I'm gonna find out what Skylar did. Skylar, did you attack?
Tell me what inert does. What does that mean?
Unnerved. So unnerved grants disadvantage to the whatever creature has unnerved, whatever person. Disadvantage for a number of combat rounds. In this case, 3.
Well, I'm going to see what it thinks of fire, if it likes it as much as I do. So I'm going to pour ethanol gel on it, and then I'm going to light up a flare and light them up.
Okay. All right. So that doesn't require an attack because that's just kind of a thing you're doing to its hand. So now we'll talk about damage. Okay. So, well, actually, the unnerved actually helps because it's going to have to make a resilience roll against your fire. That's clever. Clever, guys. You guys worked it as a pretty good team just now. All right, Sam, you hit, so roll your damage, which in your case is what? 1d6? Yeah,
1d6 plus 3.
Yeah, 1d6 plus 3. Roll that.
Come on. There we go. 8.
8. Okay, Shinobu, which is in your case what? 2d6? No, 1d8 plus 7. 1d8 plus 7.
Yeah, 1d8 plus 7. It's 5 plus 7, so that's 12.
Plus 12. Okay. And now let's go to Skylar. Skylar, you did a fire thing.
Yep, I did.
So normally it's 1d6 is the damage that a fire thing does, yes?
Correct, but I'm a pyromaniac.
Right. So it goes up by 3, is that correct?
It does.
All right, so now you're going to be rolling 2d8 plus 7.
And then it's burn plus 1d6 as well.
Yeah, so
do
it burns extra long. Yeah.
Okay.
So for ongoing damage, that means it will continue to burn much longer, essentially.
Gotcha. Ooh, that's a lot. 17.
Wow.
You said 2d8 plus 7, right?
2d8 plus 7 is correct.
Yeah, 17 fire damage.
All right, so it's going to make a resilience roll to see if it can, reduce that. But it has disadvantage because of Shinobu's shout. 94 or a 94. I mean, it's 94
Nice.
either way. So that is a failure, so it does not reduce any of that. All right, so you did how much again was that? 17, you said?
17, yep.
Plus 17. Okay, guys. So there's an amount of damage that if you do in a single action phase, which is what I'm calling this, you end up causing this thing to get knocked back into the water. You did double that. So all of this attacking, gunshot knocks the hand back. The chopping knocks the hand back. It's all on fire. It falls into the water, and you just hear that scream again, that roar. But the boat, as it just goes away, careens off. You could see that this figure doesn't seem to be swimming towards you, sort of just drifting there where it fell off your boat, and doesn't come after you. The inhuman roars of the creature commanding the strange army of undead echoes through your mind, and it seems to rattle your bones, even in your dreams. If you did not fear what lurked in the water before, you do now. You know that you will not remain long on the sea with creatures like that within it. As you watch the sun sink deep in the sky, you realize that you have ended another day surviving the maximum apocalypse.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah.
Good teamwork there.
Very well done, guys. Very well done.
That was
That
pretty
was
awesome.
really fun.
That is Emerald City. The creature is called the Emerald King. This adventure is contained within the Game Master Guide of the book, so if you guys do get a hold of it, you'll be able to find this adventure. And you will see that the amount of damage that is done to cause it to, if it climbs onto the back of the boat, if people are trying to escape, is 15. And you guys did 29 or something like that, 36 or some jazz. This is way more than you needed to get this thing off. But yeah, that's how it went down.
That's awesome.
Cool.
And I got to light something on fire. I think
And you
that's
got to burn something.
And I found literally everything.
Yeah. Oh man, you found all kinds of stuff. You were walking around being I got things to trade. You got CP. I got trade.
Where'd they go?
Yeah. But that's it. So that's Maximum Apocalypse, the RPG. What'd you guys think?
I think it's awesome. I just checked my inbox and saw my download codes for all the books. So gotta go download it tonight.
That will
Excited.
be the like I said, this is sort of it'll be the preview kind of copy deal. We're still working on it, but like we're like this close to like being done. We're actually locking it up here at the end of the month, and so then sometime in the middle of September, you'll get the finalized version of the PDF. So, but right now you could start playing it. You already have like the working rules, the rules I'm working with to run this game. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah. This is very good. I like it.
Will this be available for print on demand, like through drive-through or something?
It will be available for PDFs. Will be on Drive-Thru RPG. I know we have a planned retail release. I'm not sure if we'll do print on demand, but I think that he'll have like Mike's gonna have like order it through the Rock Manor website kind of feel going on too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I definitely plan on picking this up, man. The simplicity of this, I think both of my older kids would really enjoy playing this. I look forward to trying that out.
Yeah, the mechanics are cool and the setting is cool.
Cool.
Right. Real good at focusing the story on the characters, and the mechanics don't get in the way of that. I think that's one of the best things about the system. I really think we put together a winner here, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, the only thing
Might be my new Shadowrun.
Yeah, right.
Your new Shadowrun, very good.
was like the longest thing mechanics wise was just finding it on the sheet because I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, right. Character creation, in character creation, you guys might have noticed that your character has like these things like their archetypes, the primary and secondary archetypes, and then like the personal apocalypse of the age. All of those things play a factor in how the character's stats come about and the proficiencies in those skills. So they all do play a factor. So if you had switched one of them, like say Shinobu, you had food rights, right? If we switched it from food rights, you wouldn't have that special ability for fighting people, right? Or whatever. Same thing, like that would have changed. And also your stats would have been different. You wouldn't have had quite the same stats. So,
Right on.
yeah. But that's it. So we'll go ahead and say goodbye now, and we'll shut this down for the stream. So goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching the game. And I hope you guys have a good life, essentially. See you again next time.
Thanks again.
All right, take it. Good game, guys.
Likewise.
Bye.